The Miami Heat 2-3 zone defense, man, is led by Jimmy Butler and Crowder. Now, the Miami Heat, they typically like to run their 2-3 zone with two athletic wings at the top of the zone. Now, this is different from most zones because most zones, it's your 2 point guards or your two smallest players usually at the top. In their case, they have Jimmy Butler and Crowder. On the wings, they have Tyler Hero and Duncan, which they're lifted up. So they're lifted up a little bit higher than normal to cover passes to the wing, and then they're bumped down when the ball swings so they can cover corner 3-point shooters. And then we have the most integral piece of their zone, which is Bam Adebayo in the middle. As you see, he's sunk back. He's the back line of this zone. He talks the most. He's yelling out commands. He's calling out cuts. And what we see the Heat do out of this zone better than any team is they talk. They talk better than any team. And they love to contain and stay in front of the ball. And we're seeing this give the Celtics problems time and time and time again. Now, the Celtics started to try to use the pick and roll to attack this zone. It was their goal to use the pick and roll, as you can see there, to create gaps. But because of that length, when we see those two guards up top, because of that length, they're able to take away those particular gaps. All right. As we can see right here, Tyler Hero in that 2-3 zone. What happens there? They're making the Boston Celtics. They're making the Boston Celtics make really tough decisions in high pressure moments. As we can see right here, another ball screen. The corner's covered with the bump down. We swing it back out, but you constantly have guys flying at the ball. All right, and you're making this team take shots. The reason why I feel that the Miami Heat are running a zone on the Boston Celtics, because statistically, the Boston Celtics this year are 27th offensively in the NBA when teams go to zone. So I think that was part of the thinking with Eric Spoelstra when he decided to go into the zone against this particular team, and it's actually paying great dividends. Now, the one thing with the zone, as you can see here in this last few possessions right here, the middle is going to be open. Guys can get layups if you can successfully get the ball to the middle, kick out, or if you can just penetrate. So the Celtics will find success if they can be more patient, or if Kemba Walker, as you can see right there, can start making shots, because he is their fastest guard. He is their best playmaker. And if he can find a way to penetrate some of the cracks in that zone, he can create havoc. But as it stands right now, he's not playing really good basketball, and if that continues, the Celtics will probably be going home early. But as you can see right here, Daniel Theis is trying to ball screen the zone that normally creates gaps. But again, that length, you see Jimmy Butler and Crowder taking away all gaps and using their length and speed to take away any disadvantages that the Celtics try to create when trying to screen the zone. All right, now as you can see right here, the middle of the court is wide open, and the Boston Celtics are not doing what? They're not sending a guy middle, nor are they trying to attack the middle. And this is one of the worst things you can do when you're going up against a zone like this. All right, and the Heat are doing a good job of being very disruptive. With Bam Adebayo, they're being very good at being disruptive. And what that does is things that look open or things that are open, you start to miss, especially when you're going up against a team that moves like a string out of the zone. And we see that with the Heat. And there's the bump down, taking away the corner 3-point shooter. Bam Adebayo steps up. All right. And they can consistently get stops because of their activity. Because of their communication, they make it hard. And with Kemba not playing so great, they can extend their 2-3 zone up, as we can see here, into a full court press or half quarter court press. Now, what we see here is another ball screen on the zone, right? This can be effective if ran correctly, but you need a 3-point shooter there, and they're able to take away the 3. And because they're in the zone, any cuts to the basket are taken away, which led to the turnover right there. All right, another scenario here. They're trying to ball screen. They kick to the corner. All right, if you're not willing to take that 3, you're not going to burn the zone. But the Heat do a good job of what? Recovering after the pass. Bumping guys off. That's called communication right there. All right, they're not sending guys ball side corner. So they're leaving guys like Tatum on an island once he gets the ball on the wing. And see here, they're pressed up into that quarter court press into the zone. They're dropping into the natural 2-3 zone. They're doing a great job of communicating on the wings. You see how Tyler Hero drops to cover the corner 3-point shot. And they're taking away that option. And the Celtics, again, when pressured, they struggle offensively. They struggle offensively, and they're not a great three-point shooting team. They have great shooters. They don't have a lot of great three-point shooters. And here we go. Ball screens. They're trying to consistently screen the zone. That was a good job by Tice. But again, Tatum, he's not extremely strong. He's a streaky three-point shooter. The Heat will allow him to have that shot. Tice is doing a good job. He's doing a good job of screening out of the zone. It's the guards. It's the Boston Celtics guards. They're not doing a very good job of using decision-making, nor are they attacking the zone. What I would like to see them do is, in a situation like this, you overload one side, all right? And then we work the weak side of the court. But they're having trouble doing that because of the activity in the Miami Heat. They're extremely active. And what they're doing, why are the Miami Heat going into this quarter court press? What they're trying to do is they're trying to get them to use shot clock. So by the time they get into anything on offense, what we see here is now they're late into the shot clock, and they'll be scrambling to take or even try to make shots. And you have them make rush decisions. So I love this strategy against the Boston Celtics, especially a team with little to no depth. And we look right here how they're clustered off ball. They're clustered off ball, but what are we doing? All right, we bump him down to the corner. They do a good job of moving on a string towards the ball, forcing guys to take bad shots when the shot clock is running down. And again, Jimmy Butler, and look at your two defenders up top when you have Jones Jr. at top. Again, great decision making. Even when you get the ball in the middle, they do a good job of doing what? Guarding the basketball as a team and not just trying to guard it as one person. And Kemba's just struggling. Kemba's struggling. If Kemba is the key to beating this zone. If he can find a way to make those mid-range shots, get back to what he normally does right here, now he can attack and create out of this. He's not making very good decisions out of this. He's not making very good decisions, and this is the key. This is the key problem. This is the key problem with the Boston Celtics offense right now. Is that Kemba Walker? He's not being extremely aggressive. He's allowing bad decisions to multiply and become bigger problems than what they are now. We see them get the ball to the middle here, but we do nothing with it. Now again, Tatum's attacking. They're guarding the ball as a team. What does he have to do? He has to kick it weak side. And what are we doing again? We're taking shots at the end of the shot clock. You can see the shot clock running down again. Rush shots. Because again, Miami's dedicated to guarding the basketball as a team. Again, that's a very makeable shot for Kemba Walker. Again, these are the shots that he's gonna have to start making. And again, as you can see right here, these are decisions that he cannot continuously make over and over again because he's turning the ball over, he's missing shots, he's not making the right reads. Once he is able to attack the middle, right now he's more of a liability than anything for the Boston Celtics. And again, great job of taking away the three. Great job of recovering to the basketball. And again, bam, right there in the middle, being the rim protector out of this 2-3 zone. Crowder showing ball, showing hands. He with his length. Again, Celtics, what do we see again? They're not sending anybody to the middle. They're belling the Miami Heat out. Miami Heat don't have to call out that help coverage to the middle, and they're just allowed to over aggressively play the ball because they don't have to worry about that middle being attacked. Now it looks right here they've went away from allowing Tice to ball screen, and it looks like they're just trying to go ISO against the zone. It's not going to work, and it's going to create a number of problems as they progress into this series. The one thing you have to respect about the Miami Heat is their continuous effort over and over again. Again, what we see consistently in these plays is their setup, that 2-3 alignment right there. And then their effort consistently from out of bounds plays to live ball situations. Again, they're constantly locked in and they rarely make mistakes on defense. And this is going to be big as they get, if they can make it to the NBA Finals. The Lakers haven't seen a team that's this defensively sound or physical. Under the basket is out of bounds. All right. We see what they're trying to do here with the pass. Tice is not doing a good job of engaging his man to take that away. And what it is essentially creating, again, is creating these live ball steals that are absolutely killing the Boston Celtics. And we have Kemba in the middle of the court again. Kemba's in the middle of the court. He did a great job that time at being more patient, finding the open man out of his zone. We need more of that out of Kemba if you want to see some success. Again, to beat a zone, it takes patience. It takes patience and ball movement. And you just simply have to trust the pass, and you have to make the zone do what? Rotate. As you can see in these last 3 possessions right here, the Boston Celtics were highly successful at moving the ball, getting high quality shots. Hopefully this is something that they can work through and figure out, because the Miami Heat look NBA Finals bound with this 2-3 zone coverage, and them being able to stretch this 2-3 zone into a quarter court or a half court trap makes this zone look nearly unstoppable. But you guys, make sure you guys let me know what you think. What do you think about that Miami Heat defense? Do you think it is something that they could stick with? I really want you guys to answer this question. Do you think that this is the type of, do you think this strategy or this zone could work against the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals? I mean, if they can get there, do you think these same zone principles will be applied? I don't think it will be successful against the Lakers. I think when you have floor generals like a Rondo, LeBron, guys out there who could probably pick that zone apart, I don't see Miami staying in that zone. They will probably have to go into man-to-man. Not sure how they would match up against Anthony Davis. But again, what you can see and what I like, this is why Eric Spoelstra is a championship coach. All right, he sees a weakness in a team. He knows how to make adjustments. Now we saw the Celtics win Game 3. Is he going to make adjustments? Is he going to go away from those zone principles? Is he going to stick with what's been working? Now with the Heat, all they did, they look very strong. They also have their flaws, especially offensively. And offensively, they can become very streaky. And when they're missing shots, will their defense carry them, especially against offensively sound teams like the Los Angeles Lakers, man? Also, I saw a lot of the credit from the Celtics Game 3 win given to Gordon Hayward. I didn't think Gordon Hayward was very effective in that game. He had flashes. He had a few passes. He had a few shots that kept him afloat in the first half. But I didn't really see anything that mesmerized me out of Gordon Hayward's presence, offensively or defensively. So it's just kind of curious to me how a lot of the credit was given to Gordon Hayward for that Game 3 success. Maybe we'll see more of him. Maybe we'll see more of an impact from him in Game 4. Hopefully so. I don't know. But again, I mean, you just never know with this team. I don't think they play again until Wednesday. I think the NBA is trying to balance out these schedules so that the Lakers series can catch up to this particular series. So we'll see the Lakers play Tuesday. We'll see Boston play Wednesday. So, I mean, I'm sure both teams could use that rest. And again, I think Spoelstra is going to be switching some things up. I think he's going to get out of zone for a little bit. He may go to some man-to-man matchup principles. I don't know. I don't, you never know with Spoelstra, but he definitely is a championship coach. And I look forward to seeing the adjustments that he makes coming off of this most recent loss to the Celtics. Because again, if you look at games 1 and 2, the Celtics are having success against this zone in spurts. It's usually towards the end of the game when they're tired, when their legs are dead, when they can't make those shots, especially long distance shots where they find themselves getting in trouble, relying on those threes a lot. And those long rebounds are leading to easy transition points for the Miami Heat. But FYF Sports, man, another great defensive breakdown. Man, I love doing these breakdowns when I can highlight what each team does best and why it's effective. And I look forward to doing more videos, especially if teams are able to counter it and come back with other strategies that allow for success. And we saw that with the Clippers in Denver series. and how they were able to recuperate and find ways to rectify things and pull off those 3 wins in a row to take the series. We've seen it in both Lakers series prior to the one that they're in now against Denver, where they lost game 1 to Portland. They lost game 1 to Houston, but they were able to make changes and adjustments to win out in those series. So again, I look forward to seeing the changes that both teams and adjustments that both teams are going to be making heading into game 4. A very, very pivotal game for both teams. But FYF Sports, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to the video. We're grinding to 20K subscribers. Hopefully we can get there in the next 30 days. That's the goal. By the end of the year, we're looking at 100K subscribers. Again, the growth is real. I appreciate all you guys, all the donations, all of the views, all of the likes. We appreciate all of that. So again, thank you for all of the support of the channel. But stay tuned. If you stayed to the end of this video, all right, if you're paying attention to the video, and this is for my loyal watchers, if you're watching at the end of this video, comment in the comments. You need to like the video and you need to comment the number 55 in the comments. Comment the number 55 in the comments, and I'm gonna put you in a special drawing. And one lucky winner in this particular drawing, we're gonna do that drawing next Friday. You're gonna win a PlayStation 5. We're gonna put your pre-order in for a PlayStation 5. So make sure you comment in the comment section. It could be any video. It could be this video. It could be the next video. And I'm gonna say this at all of my videos. But make sure, again, we're having a secret PlayStation 5 giveaway. This is to all my listeners who stick around to the end of the video. This is how I know if you're watching or not. Comment 55 in the comment section. That's going to be your way to get your entry into the drawing for a PlayStation 5. So you guys be looking out for that. I love doing these giveaways. I love giving back to you guys. FYF Sports, man, another great video. And we are out.